Hi everyone. So glad to meet you all virtually. I hope you are all doing good. So consistently since last 2 years, we have conducted this workshop on engineering drawing subject. This year, because of this pandemic, we are recording this video session so that everyone can go through this video and practice engineering drawing on Autodesk Fusion 360. So as part of this overall video, so I'm planning to record about 8 video session, and this is my first video. In this particular video, we are going through how to access the software, user interface of the software, and also the cloud collaboration, how we are going to store our designs on cloud, how we are going to share that with our fellow team members or faculty members. So those things we are going to explore today. So first of everything, so I would like to ensure that everyone knows that this Autodesk Fusion 360 software is free for education. So you can download the software from your education community. Here you can notice autodesk.com/education home. So once you log into this particular website here, so you'll be able to find all these resources available to access the software, to learn the software. There you can find the tab Get Products. So by clicking on this Get Products, so here you can see the whole list of all Autodesk products which are available for education. So there you can find Fusion 360 also. Once you select Get Started with Fusion 360, so software will ask you to log into the website. If you do not have a login ID, you can create an account here. So once after creating account, it will ask you to verify the account. So you have to submit the document. So document can be your college ID or your mark sheet or admission records. So it can be anything. So where it states the date also. So you just have to submit all the documents. Here you can see once after you register, so here you have an option to get started. By clicking on this Get Started, you just have to submit those documents as I have mentioned. A document, whether it can be a ID or admission records, it can be anything which states with the date. Okay, so after getting the software, you can just download and install the software. Once after you install the software, you can find the same thing on your desktop, and here is your Fusion 360. So once after you launch Fusion 360, it will ask you to log in, use the same ID, same password to log into the software application. So once you log in, so you can ensure it will be automatically activated because you have submitted all the documents for the verification. This verification process may take about 24 to 48 hours. So once after that, so software you can use, you can start using. As this is not a desktop license, it's cloud license. You can use the same ID, same password to log into any machine. Okay, so whether it is a desktop machine, your mobile device, or your iPad. So even on iPad and mobile also, you can just download the software Fusion 360 application. On these devices, you won't be able to edit the design, but you can view your design, you can navigate, you can access all the documentation, or you can do markups, and you can collaborate with your team members. That is possible with all the devices. So this is the desktop software, Fusion 360. You can see the very user-friendly software where you can do all the toolbars aligned properly so that step by step you can access the tools. For example, on the first thing here, you can see the modules. So this is design module right now what we are working. Once you click on this, here you can find the different modules available, like a generative design, the high end of topology method, rendering, animation, simulation, manufacturing, and drawing. So I will go through that step by step. When it comes to toolbars also, here you can notice first thing is create, to create the model. Next you have option to modify, assembly, construction, inspect, all that comes under one tab. Next to that on the top you can find surface. Once you activate, you will be able to access all the surface modeling tools. Sheet metal, the basic sheet metal. So this will also help you to create component for your PCB design. So you have sheet metal module also available. Then tools to inspect, export the model, plugins, all those things available inside the tools, right? So when it comes to modules, I just want to highlight starting with design. So basically this is all about creating your 3D. Next one is generative design. So this is the first cloud-based generative design module where you can submit all the requirement depending on your constraints, depending on the load, depending on the manufacturing method. Software will generate the 3D model. Okay. So later in the advanced lessons, we are going through this particular application. Then you have render to convert your design into nice high-res images or videos you can create from here. And next one is animation. So this is not the movie kind of animation. This is all about exploded view of your assembly. So that you can create with Fusion 360. You can create a nice camera views, location. You can explode those views. You can save it as an animation. So that I'm going to cover in this lessons. And next one is a simulation, where you have to justify your designs, applying the load, constraints, and extracting the output based on the stress, strain, displacement. So all those things available inbuilt with Fusion 360. And here you can notice couple of simulation studies available, starting from static stress, model frequencies, electronics cooling, thermal stress, structural buckling, nonlinear static stress, event simulation, and shape optimization. These are all inbuilt. Again, all these things I would like to highlight. This is all cloud-based process. All you need to have is internet connection. So you don't have to worry about the hardware part because you are going to submit your case studies on cloud. So the result you can download it on your computer. So that is simulation. So next to simulation, you have manufacture, where you are supposed to use a different manufacturing method, whether it is additive manufacturing method, whether it is subtractive manufacturing method. So here you can see the CAM process, which is in under manufacturing. So where you have different CAM process, 2D, 3D processing, milling, turning, additive manufacturing, more of 3D printing, then inspect, then fabricate. So even including the CNC laser cutting, all these things included with Fusion 360. It is inbuilt with 5-axis CAM. So that means, so if you notice here, starting from basic conceptualization to manufacturing, so everything you have in one single application. And last but not least, a drawing, converting your 3D model into 2D sketch, where you are supposed to provide the dimensioning documentation for your shop floor manufacturing purpose. So this will help you to convert your 3D into 2D. If it is an assembly, it will also help you to create the part list based on all the component what you have used. And it will also create the balloons, and all these things are very important when it comes to executing your project. So these are all the different modules inbuilt with Fusion 360. Every single tool is aligned in a proper manner so that easily you can access and you can use those tools in a better way to execute your projects. All right. So let me introduce you to the Fusion 360 user interface, starting with the toolbars. You have already noticed on the left top corner, what you can see here, this is the browser. So everything you create, whether you create a model, whether you create a component or a construction planes, axis, so every single thing will be displayed on this browser. If you're working on an assembly, so multiple components, sub-assemblies, whatever you are going to use, every single component will be listed on the left side inside this browser. The next thing, so here you can see the comment bar, which will help you to communicate with your team members. So rather than using any other social media platform or WhatsApp or something, so you can use this comment box to communicate with your fellow team members. And the next thing, at the middle here at the bottom, you can notice these are all the navigation tool and also display tools. So you can customize your screen. This initial, it will allow you to rotate your screen or look at the proper plane, pan, zoom, all these things available here. Next to that, you can see here the display. So how you want to see the visual style, the color, environment. For example, if you don't want to use the uh, bright white background, if you want to change it, you can change it to gray background. So all these things available inside the display. So normally I prefer to use photo booth because while recording the video, this gives very good resolution. So I'm using this. So depending on your comfortness, you can change these background colors also. And next you have option to change the grids, whether you want to see the grid layout, axis, all those things you can activate. Otherwise, you can inactivate these functions. For example, if I uncheck this layout grid on the screen, you won't be able to see any grids. So I normally prefer so that I can easily understand the axis, plane, all those things. So that's the reason always I prefer to keep this layout grid. Incremental moves, if you want to snap between equal distance, you can activate this incremental move. Otherwise, you can uncheck this particular option also. And of course, viewports, whether you just want to see one single viewport or you want to see multiple viewports. So like front view, bottom view, right view, then isometric. So you can split your Fusion 360 screen into multiple viewports. So now you have 4 different viewports. So sometimes it is also important like to understand all the different angle aspect of your design. While designing, you can use this function. This is also useful sometimes if you are giving presentation to someone. Okay, so basically for designing purpose, we prefer to have single view so that we can have a larger screen and to navigate all the minor part properly. Okay, so the next step here, what I would like to highlight here, uh, after all these things, the next thing here is your view cube. So this view cube is very, very helpful by the time of showcasing your design to someone. For example, someone asks, can I have a look at the top view? You can just click on the top here. You can notice, just click at the middle of this view cube box. I'm just clicking on this top. So software will turn this particular plane to top view so that you can highlight your design. Then you can use these arrows at the bottom, left and top to rotate that view. Now this is front view. Then I can rotate to right, then back. So we can rotate to multiple views here. At the same time, on this view cube, you can notice software is highlighting middle corner and also edge corner. If I click on this middle corner, software will show 2 views, top and left. If I click on the edge, so it will show 3 different views, that is isometric view. Okay, so you can use these functions. And if you click on this home icon, so software will go back to the normal view. So these are the basic functions and introduction to the user interface. At the same time, it is also important to understand the short keys. So that is again available on your Fusion 360 websites. You can Google. Um, Here you can see the shortcut keys, which I can highlight. Sorry, let me just Google the same Fusion 360 shortcut keys. Okay, so here you can see in this particular website, all the shortcut keys, letters, everything is mentioned here. So please note this, autodesk.in shortcuts slash fusion dash 360. So here you can find all these things. Okay, and coming to the mouse part, this is very, very important. Using any graphical software, using mouse is very important. So same left click and right click. So left click is to select and right click is to access the shortkeys. Mouse scroll, if you scroll this, it will give you zoom in, zoom out axis. If you press and hold the scroll, it will pan the screen or it will move the screen. It won't move the component, please note, it will move the screen. Okay. If you press and hold shift key on your keyboard, Shift key and mouse scroll, press and hold both together, you can rotate the screen. So these are the basic functions. And last but not least, with the mouse, if you double click the center scroll, software will fit the drawing exactly inside the screen. If I'm just double clicking on this, you can notice software will just fit the entire screen to the center. Okay, so this is Fusion 360 basic usage of mouse. Okay, and next, before we start with the design or something, it is important to understand the uh, cloud collaboration and how you are going to work on cloud to access or save your files. That is very, very important to understand first, because every single design or drawing you create, you are supposed to save that and you are supposed to share that with your faculty members. So how we are going to do that? So the first thing, Fusion 360, as I mentioned, this is a cloud-based software. So whenever you are connected to internet, here on the top, you can see the job status. Once you click on that, software will highlight whether you are connected online or not. So right now I am online. So software is showing working offline. If you do not have internet, you can still work on Fusion 360, but all your files will be stored on your local computer. So next time, whenever you want, you can upload the same file to your cloud to the same project. But if you are not online, so automatically it will be saved on desktop. But if you are online, software will save all the files are on cloud so that you can access anytime, anywhere, on any device. As I mentioned, you can install app on your mobile devices or tab. So you can access on your devices also if the file you have stored on cloud. So how we are going to store the file on cloud and the location, all that we need to understand basically. So, so first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a simple box. So inside the create, here you can find basic 3D features available. There I'm going to select a box. Once I click on this box, so you don't have to worry what you have to do next, software will show the tooltip. So here you can see it is asking to select a plane or planar face to start with. I'm going to start my box on this plane here. Then it is asking first corner. This is my first corner and I'm selecting second corner. I'm not bothered about dimension at this point. I'm just trying to show how to save the files. So I'm just creating a simple box. Okay. After creating the box, if I want to give some nice texture on the surface and all, so we can go to appearance that is available inside the modify. Here you can find appearance. Make sure this is not physical material. This is just to apply the color. It's nothing but painting something on the surface. So this is not physical material. I'm just applying some color. So there I will just select some paint, metallic paint. I'm just going to apply this red color on this surface. Okay. Now I'm supposed to save this file. But where I'm going to save the file, that is very important. For example, in your computer, so normally you create different folders on different drive so that you can easily access those files whenever is required. So rather than creating folder, here in Fusion 360, we are going to create the projects. Okay. So on the top left corner, here you can notice there is an icon available, show data panel. Once you click on this show data panel, so software is opening the data panel here. So these are all the previous file which I have used. Software is just highlighting that. And here you can notice there is a home icon. In your case, it might be storing the recent file. So you can notice the home icon. Once you click on this home icon, software will go to the data panel, so main page. So here you can find all my projects. There is no limit in terms of creating the project and storing Fusion files. Okay. So in my computer, in my dashboard, you can notice I have more than 1,000+ files are available here. Sorry, projects. Okay. Some of the projects I have created, some of the projects created by students, faculty members, or my colleagues. So they have shared their project with me. So I have all those projects available on my screen. Right. So for this particular thing, I'm planning to create a new project where I can store all the files inside the same project. Later, I'm going to share these projects with you. And of course, all the exercises, assignments, everything you can access inside the same project. So now, so to create a new project, here you can notice new project. I'm going to click on this new project. The new project name, I will give it as IIT K Engineering Drawing 2020. This is my new project name. Once I enter, software will create a new project. And you can see, notice here, new project IITK ED 2020. And here I have an option available to pin this, because in your case, it would be like 3 or 4 projects, but in my case, I have thousands of projects. When I click on this pin, so this project will be on the top priority list here, so which I can easily access. And you can notice here, IITK 2020 is on my priority list of the projects. So once after creating this project, again, this is created on cloud. Okay, anytime you can access on your cloud platform also. Once I double click on this project, software will activate the project. Right now, I'm inside this IITK ED 2020 project. At this point, there is no data inside this project. Now, I'm going to save the file. On the top here, you can see the save icon. I can click on this save file. So by default, you can notice it is going to save location is the default activated project. Inside this project, I just give this file name as box. So project name is this one, and file name I have given as box. Once if I select save, you can notice on the left hand side. So inside that project, software has saved the file. How to get this? For example, how to get it on the cloud platform? Here you can see the icon available, open on the web. When I click on this, so software will open the same file on the web browser. If you want to share this with someone, if you want to share this with your friends, you can copy this link and you can share that with your friends or your faculty members. Okay, so now this is my web browser where I can access all my Fusion project. You can notice my project is IITK. Once I click on this project, it will highlight the file which I have just now stored. This is real time. We don't have to wait much time to access all these things. Okay, it is giving all the information about this particular file. Okay, and sorry. Once I click on this preview, software will open that particular file on my web browser, where I can navigate the file. I can zoom, I can rotate, and it will not allow me to edit, of course. This is not the browser software. It will not allow me to edit, but I can zoom, I can rotate. And if I want to add any markup or something, I can use markup. So measuring tools are also available. You can see I can snap these two endpoint. So it will highlight the distance. So angle, all those things available. So these things available on the web browser, the same thing on your mobile device also. That means real-time collaborative. So once after save, immediately I can access. And next thing, here you can notice software is showing version 1. Once you click on this version 1, it will show who has created file, when he has created file, all that information. For example, now I'm going to create a hole on the top of this surface. I will change the hole type, maybe threaded hole, the hole distance I will change. Once I select OK. So here you can see I have created one hole on the top of this box surface. Then I'm going to save this file again. When I select save, so version, description, user save, or if you want to change the name, for example, amended with whole feature. Okay, so I've stored this file. So once after that, can you notice here on the left hand side, software is refreshing the preview, and here version 2. So version 1, so just a simple box, version 2 with whole, and you can see the description amended with whole feature. So these are the information, like one file, you'll be having multiple version where you can access all the previous version also. If there is any issue, you can promote the previous version so that you can delete the latest version. So all those functions available on your data panel on your cloud. So the next thing, after saving the file, multiple files, you can save it here. If you want to create different folder to access also, you can just create a folder. For example, folder 1, this is assignment 1. So I just give it as, okay. So like this, you can create multiple folders here. So inside that folder, so later I'm going to upload some of the exercises like converting isometric to 3D modeling, all that. So later part I will do that. So I'm just giving an idea. So you can create different folders also. And right now, all these files, everything only you can access because you are the owner of this particular project. So you want to give access to your faculty members, or for example, imagine you are working on a car project. So you want to invite all your friends who are part of your team. So one is expert in surface modeling, one is expert in engine design, one is expert in 2D documentation. So when you are supposed to work as a team, so all you have to do is you have to invite that person to your project. To invite person, on the top, you can see right now what you are watching here, it is the data. Next to that, you can find people. By clicking on these people, right now, this is my project. I am the moderator of this project. To invite anyone to your project, you just have to type their email ID. So I'm just typing my Gmail ID so that I can show how it works. Gmail.com. Okay. So you can write multiple email ID together. So now I have sent invite to this Gmail ID. So once after that, if I go to my Gmail, very quick, very fast software. Here you can see Badri Hirur invited to join his project IITK engineering drawing. So I can just click on this Axis project. So now once after selecting that, so it will ask me to log in. So I can log in to this because it is showing error because already I have logged in with the different credentials on my computer, right? So once you click on this, it will ask you to log in. So just give the ID, password, then you should be able to access that design. And the person, for example, your faculty member who doesn't have Fusion 360 software, he can still access the project. He can view the same thing on the web browser, just like I have highlighted here. That's real-time collaborative information. Okay. So you can add as many team member as you want. There is no limitation here. You can invite everyone to access your project. At any point of time, if you want to remove them, you can remove because you are the moderator. So you can add or remove people from your project. Okay. So this is very, very basics. And when I right click my mouse on this particular file, you can find here. So I can also share the public link. For example, if someone is not part of my project, I still want to share the file with them. So just to view and download the file in that case. So I can create a public link. So here you can notice, share the public link. So privacy settings you can set here. Then this will be your URL ID to access the file. I can copy this file. I can share this file on my email, WhatsApp, whatever. So even if I share it on my WhatsApp, the person who have the Fusion 360 application on his mobile device, he can just click on that and access the file, right? So now what I'm going to do, I will just share the same thing on my mobile device. Here, if you notice, I also have a Fusion 360, sorry, it is not visible, but probably what you can do is you can just install Fusion 360 app on your mobile device from Autodesk. Then you can just log in with the same ID, same password, and you should be able to access the project and files on your mobile device. As I'm using virtual background, it is not visible now, but is so you can explore the same thing on your mobile device. And the next step here, normally the very common question. So what is the space available? So if it is Fusion 360 file, that is F3D file format, there is no limitation in terms of the space. Okay. But if you're uploading any other resources, so what I mean by other resources, for example, if I'm working on some project, there will be a lot of PDF files to refer, and there are a lot of images, a lot of videos or email, a Word document, Excel file, anything it could be, any file related to that particular project, I can upload to the same cloud space. Inside this particular project, here you can notice upload icon available. So clicking on this upload, I can select any file. It can be any file format. For example, I just want to upload some image. So this is an image. I just want to upload this file. By selecting open, the same thing you can see, this is the PNG file. I can say upload. So once after I upload this particular file, and that should be available on the uh, Fusion 360 project. Here you can notice. So I have uploaded file, and the same thing is available on this particular project. And this is also visible to all your team members. Okay, this is visible to all your team members. So that means, so you are making a project where everyone can access the Fusion 360 file. Everyone can access the project related data on one single platform. Even after a couple of years, you want to access the same file, you should be able to access. Okay, that is first thing. And this space, for example, the other than F3D files, so you have about 25 GB space available. Depending on your usage, the storage will be upgraded. Okay, so depending on the usage, for example, if you are close to 25 GB, then the cloud space on your particular ID will be upgraded. Okay, so that means there is no limitation in terms of usage. Clear? So, and another very common question, if someone edit my file who is part of my team member, but still I don't want to use that amended file. So as earlier I have mentioned, so you have all the versions available, whichever the version you don't want, you can promote the previous version so that the latest version will be deleted. Okay, so you have all those functions available on cloud. So this is very, very basic. As I mentioned, everything will be stored on cloud. At the same time, now I'm online. My files are saved on cloud. So later part, I'm supposed to work offline. So then I won't be able to access this online data. In such case, what you can do is you can also store your file. By clicking on this menu here, you have option to export. By clicking on this export, the same box version 2, I can store it on my local computer. Okay. So in case, if you want to save it on your local computer, that option is also available. All you have to do is just go to file, export, and you can save that file on your local computer. So this is all about very, very basic of cloud storage and collaborative environment. And please explore all these options. If you have any questions, please note down all the questions. And later we are planning to have a one-on-one interactive session. During that time, I could help you to solve those issues. And in the next video, we are going to start with the 3D modeling. That is basic sketching features, constraints, geometrical constraint, dimensional constraints we are going to learn in the next lesson. Until then, all the very best to start with Fusion 360, and I will share the next video as soon as possible. So thanks everyone.